Here's my story, it's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love, then ran around with every single guy in town. Hey, hey, whoa.
Hello and welcome to Smile Radio. It's our Zoe and Connor's Friday Kickabout. I'm here with my partner in crime, Connor.
Hello.
And we are live on Smile Radio for the next hour. We've got quite a bit to talk about this week, and coming up we have got an special interview with Wakefield Trinity head coach Chris Chester.
We have if he answers his phone.
Yes, if he answers his phone.
We're hoping to do it in the next couple of minutes, but if we can't, we'll hopefully get it to you later on in the show. He's just not been active on WhatsApp for a few hours, so
so we could be waiting. But yeah, hopefully we've got that coming up. And we've got a little bit of just general chit chat, like normal, talking about the last week in football and rugby.
England claiming the series win. Tommy Makinson announced a Golden Boot winner in midweek. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're also going to talk a little bit about football and get your thoughts. You can interact and comment on Facebook Live or however you want to get in touch. Wayne Rooney will make his 120th cap against the USA. A lot of eyebrows raised.
We'll talk about that later,
so
but I think it's ridiculous.
And anything you want to talk about, feel free to comment on Facebook Live, and we can get stuck into that.
Correct. So, so going on to the Chris Chester interview, we're hoping to speak to him very soon. Connor's got his phone to his ear. So that could be coming up in the next couple of minutes. If not, we are just going to be chatting, like Connor said. England won the series, or the tri-series against New Zealand this week on Sunday, beating New Zealand 2014, if I can remember correctly. I haven't double-checked.
Nice to see you.
I know. But he's not answered his phone, has he?
No, so we'll hopefully get him on a bit later. We can start by talking about England's win and the series.
It was 2014, wasn't it?
You're asking me for?
Should have done your own work.
It was a great win for him. First half, I'm watching and I'm thinking, New Zealand are going to put 20-30 on us here. You know, they scored that try with the full back linking into the line, and I thought, this is going to be an easy New Zealand win. And watching it with my granddad, I was poorly. Laying on the sofa, trying to keep my eyes open.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I felt really sorry for myself. In fact, I'm still not right now. And we looked and we saw that right edge of Tompkins and Gildout. We thought, they've cut down that edge once again. But credit to England, they changed the way they played a little bit towards the second half.
We were wrong again, weren't we?
And we were, yeah. I remember
we've not had much faith.
The first week we got Scully on, and we all thought that New Zealand would win the first test, and then when it came around to the second test, we're thinking, right, revenge time. The Kiwis are going to put one over England, but they've done us proud, to be fair. And how desperate is Wayne Bennett to finish 3-0? Do you think?
I think he'll want to win it 3-0. There's no other option really. You could let New Zealand. I don't know what. I've not had a look. I don't know if he's released a team or anything, but. I don't think he's got any intentions of changing the squad from the first two tests.
Well, there's a couple of changes. You've got
a couple of enforced changes. Sam Tompkins is out. He's broken his hand.
Richie Myler comes in at scrum half. Joe Greenwood will start from the bench.
Well, that's something else to talk about as well. George has been banned for 4 games.
Yeah. What do you reckon of that?
I think it's correct.
I think it's correct.
I don't think it. Well, I'd like to think it wasn't intentional, and he's come out and on social media and the likes just saying that it wasn't intention. It was never his intention to do that, but his hand should never have been anywhere near his eye. So for me, it's a correct ban.
I agree. Well, clumsy, just not needed.
Yeah, it was silly, but it.
And I thought that was a shame because I'm watching them thinking, it's not the most expansive game, but the forwards were getting stuck in, and I thought both Burgesses, when they were on the field, really did get stuck in.
Yeah.
And I thought they were a real positive in that first half, and I thought, it's not really the best game. I thought both Burgesses really did stand up. So it's a shame that he's going to be missing through suspension, but Joe Greenwood's in, and I'm looking forward to...
well, that'll give him in obviously not ideal circumstances, but it gives him a chance to come in and show what he is like and what he brings to the game. I think he's had a really good season for Wigan this year.
I think if it hadn't been for the fact that Elliot Whitehead and John Bateman are big minute players, they do for full 80 week in, week out, I think we'd have probably seen a little bit more of Joe Greenwood. Obviously Wayne's decided he wants to carry that extra middle on the bench, which he probably would. It's a fair decision just probably to go with 2 back rowers. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Joe Greenwood. They're a bit light, England, obviously. They're missing a few middles, and Adam Milner's going to have to play longer minutes than he did last week. I think he only played 9 minutes.
He didn't play for that long last week, but obviously Sean O'Loughlin's out again.
And it was interesting. I saw an interview with Adam Milner. His first carry, his first tackle, he got bumped off.
Yeah.
And his first carry, his nose went across his face. Welcome to International Rugby League,
exactly. Adam. But I think for him it was he loves it, and I think he just shows that he has had a really good, for the past couple of seasons he's played really well for Cass, and he's been one of their sort of Mr. Reliable players. You can rely on him week in, week out, and I think it was right for him to get an England call-up. Obviously, again, he wasn't first choice, but he'll have to, like you said, play a few more minutes this week, and I think I'll be more than happy with that as well.
Yeah, you'd think so. And Tommy Makinson announced as the Golden Boot winner. That's great for Tommy, great for England, great for Super League in general for me.
Yes, yeah, I agree, and I think it's a fantastic achievement. But it's based on international, isn't it? Obviously. How many games has he played for England?
It's mad for me that
played 2.
It's classed as that, but I think they need to come out with a statement or just clarification as to say, right, this is the award. This is what it is, because by all accounts, it actually includes the final last year, the international final last year, and Makinson didn't.
But he didn't play in that.
Didn't play in that, so that raises a few eyebrows. If for
me, if it was an England player that should have got it, it would have been Elliot Whitehead, but. Makinson has been fantastic, and he had an outstanding game on Saturday. He was great in all areas, defence, attack, obviously. Scored a hat-trick, and he was fantastic, but I just don't... If it's meant to be a year-round... if it's meant to be the year-round performance, and obviously including last year's final, if that's the case, he didn't even play in last year's final, so... Who knows? What do we know?
But it's great to see Tommy Makinson in there. He's had an absolutely fantastic season, and it's great to have some recognition. Now, I've just seen a comment on the Facebook Live from Lloyd Rowett. Can we have a sneak peek of Conor Grace's tash, please? So brace yourselves. It's an absolute belter.
Look at that. He's getting it shaved off for tomorrow.
Did you know? They're just jealous, bitter.
You're getting it shaved off for tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been under strict instructions from my girlfriend. I've got to have a shave and a haircut before tomorrow. We're at the ball at Ellen Road tomorrow night, so I've got to. I've actually been shopping.
Should we give it a little plug? We're at the Samantha Sykes Foundation Trust charity ball tomorrow at Ellen's Road. It's a charity very close to our hearts. And we're really excited to be there tomorrow night. And we'll get all dressed up for once, and you can shave that tash off, and we'll be fine.
And the whole evening's going to be broadcasted live on
Smile Radio.
Yeah, so tune in. I'm sure my lovely face and tash will be walking around. I'm going to keep this tash, just to annoy you.
I thought you were doing Movember.
He wasn't until I told him he wasn't. No, I did. I said to you you could.
Who can I speak to?
I said to you could do Movember.
Yeah, well, I might do it. I might do it.
No, please don't. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting a bit off track. We are, like last week, we've got a couple of tunes lined up as well. So if we're getting the go-ahead from the boss, we'll have a quick song, and then we'll be back talking a bit more about rugby. Hopefully get in touch with Chris Chester soon. And bit more about the football. England playing this week, playing internationals. It's not this weekend. Well, it's this weekend. It's not the weekend, is it? I've got my homework again on Monday. But yeah, so we've got a bit of the Kooks, I believe, and enjoy, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Saying it was your fault, although you could have done more. Oh, you're so naive, yes, so how could this be done with such a smiling sweetheart? Oh, and your sweet and pretty face in such an ugly way, something so beautiful. Oh, that every time I look inside, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, or she's still out to get me. And I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, she's still out to get me. I may say it was your fault, because I know you could have done more. You're so naive, yeah, so how could this be done with such a smiling sweetheart? Oh, and your sweet and pretty face is such an ugly way, something so beautiful. But every time I look inside, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. And true or false it may be, or she's still out to get me. And I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, she's still out to get me. So how could this be done with such a smiling sweetheart? Oh, you're so naive, yeah, so such an ugly thing, someone so beautiful. Oh, that every time you're on his side, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. But true or false it may be, or she's still out to get me. And I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. A true or false it may be, she's still out to get me. Just don't let me down. Just don't let me down. Hold on to your pride. Just don't let me down. Just don't let me down. Hold on to your pride. Just don't let me down. Just don't let me down. Hold on to this pride. Just don't let me down. Just don't let me down.
There we are. Big
There we
Kooks.
go.
Over to you then, Zoz.
Are you?
I need to get
he
this.
speaks.
I need to get this headpiece on properly. I'm on.
All right. Not ready for the start. So we've had a change of guest, I believe.
We have, yeah.
Last minute change.
Chez's bailed on us, so we're going to speak to Wakefield Trinity. No, he's not the chairman anymore. He is the chief executive, a new chairman.
At Wakefield as of
appointed
this week.
Monday. So we're going to speak to Michael and get the thoughts of. And I think we've got Michael joining us now. Michael,
Yep.
Are you there, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for joining us. I can't believe your head coach has agreed to come on air and bailed on me. No contact or anything all afternoon. Can you believe that?
I've had a couple of messages off him myself. They've flown over to France and I'm not sure he's entirely happy with the accommodation.
Oh,
so he
right,
might be
right.
he might be having a meltdown. You never know.
Oh, he'll be pulling his hair out. He'll be pulling his hair out, mate. Yeah,
He needs to be careful with that. He's not much left.
He'll be getting like you soon.
Touche.
Yeah. Well, the start of pre-season today, the lads were back in. There's a big buzz around Wakefield at the minute, and rightly so, Michael, isn't there?
Yeah, I think, we're all really excited, looking forward to the new season. We've managed to secure pretty much all the targets that we were looking to get in the off-season. And I think the icing on the cake really was the signature of Danny Brough at the end as well, which, had been rumbling for a while, but it eventually came to a head and we managed to get Danny. So, yeah, fantastic. Really looking forward to next season and hopefully we can go one step further.
What a signing that is, mate. There's people that have raised their eyebrows and said, what we're signing Brough for, he's too old, he's past it. But my God, he'll guide us around the field, won't he?
I think, his pedigree is unquestionable. He's been an outstanding player in Super League, certainly for the last 10 years, probably a little bit more than that. And I think it really is the icing on the cake for us. And, people have expressed some doubts about, his off-field antics. And I think, for any sort of magician player, mercurial player you get, there's always going to be a couple of demons that's attached to that as well. You look at any other sport, your Rodney Marshes, your George Best, they all had a little bit of devil about them. So, I think, we think we can handle Broughy. We think he'll look fit well into our systems and our squad. And, we're really looking forward to seeing him play for us.
I'll take him under my wing, mate. I'll make sure he behaves. Don't you worry about that.
Don't you be taking him round Ponty, will you?
I don't go round Ponty anymore, mate.
So you've learned already.
I'm a changed man. So we've not just got Broughy, we've got George King, Craig Kopchak, Ben Reynolds. So 4 top quality players to complement and add to what's already a really good squad.
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for. Competition in every spot that we've got on the field, and when you've got competition like that, the person that's got the shirt, it drives them harder because they know there's somebody breathing down the neck. And you've always got somebody to rely on should that player not be performing. So we think we've got a really balanced squad. Obviously, with the interchanges coming down next year from 10 to 8, you're going to need more work out your middle guys, and I think Craig Kopchak, epitomises that he can play big minutes. So we're really delighted to get Craig on board as well. And then obviously, Ben Reynolds has played at Super League level and done well. And George King as well, could have easily stayed at Warrington, got to a Challenge Cup final and a grand final and could have easily stayed there, but wanted to test himself in a different environment. And that's great credit to him as well.
And I was talking to the legend, Terry Crook, a good friend of ours, Michael, last week. And we were on about the size of the pack. It's got to be the biggest in Super League, hasn't it?
Well, we need to trim some off that because I think Paulie's come back today having had too many dinners while he's been away. So I think Paulie's back into a strict diet to get a little bit of weight off him. But, Dave's come back bouncing. You've got Engie, you've got Keegan, you've got Craig Kopchak, you've got Anakin, you've got, we've got some real depth to our props as well. So, we've tried to always have depth to our squad. And I think we've managed to achieve that again. And, there's some good young kids being promoted to the first team squad as well, that are going to be pushing for places. Your Titus Guazes, even as young as sort of Yusuf Aiden, Jack Croft, even though they're 16, 17 years old, they're gonna be pushing for places. So, I think at the minute we've got about 32, 33 players, and we'll probably need them all season.
And I was walking through the ridings, doing a bit of shopping earlier, and my phone buzzes, and I'm thinking, what's this? Says it, England RL have tagged you in a photo, and I'm thinking, one of our boys got in team for this weekend. No, it wasn't. It was Reese's 19th man, but for the pair of them, for Reese and Tom, just to be involved in the England setup, you must be proud of them, and everybody at Wakefield should be as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody more proud of them than I am, and that includes the family. I am thrilled to bits that both of them have managed to get in the England setup while still at Wakefield because, you go back sort of 3, 4, 5 years, going back 20 years, it's always been the case that if you wanted to get into the international setup, you had to leave Wakefield. And I think these two boys have proved that that's not the case anymore. So they're both tied down for the next 4 years, which is great for Wakefield. And I was really proud to see him play against France at the Leigh Sports Village. whether Reece plays or not on Sunday, I think it's still a great accolade that they've been involved in this series against New Zealand, and hopefully they can now push on and try and get a regular place in the starting lineup.
And a great week for England, obviously winning this series, but Tommy Makinson named Golden Boot winner as well. That's great for him, isn't it?
Absolutely. I know Tommy well. I get on great with him. I congratulated him on Wednesday night when we were at the Hall of Fame dinner. He is a fantastic young man, a fantastic rugby league player, and any rugby league side would want Tommy Makinson in their side. He is a brilliant player, and he's shown it this series. They were not easy finishes against New Zealand in the second test, and to finish that off and win the game for us was brilliant. And Saints have got an absolute superstar on their hands, and all this sort of fuss from Australia about who is he and this, that, and the other. Well, they'll soon find out, because next time we play Australia, I'm pretty sure Tommy Makinson will be out there, proving a point against them.
Well, Michael's had to interrupt his shopping trip round Sainsbury's, so thanks for that, Michael. I'm sure Tracy will be delighted.
Oh, well, she is. She's just packing the car now, so she's looking at me with daggers. But yeah,
all
we
part of the
got
plan. You've
caught
done
in
it on
Trinity
purpose.
Sainsbury's. Yeah, definitely.
Lovely.
Definitely, mate.
Cheers for joining us, mate.
Pal.
Thanks very much.
No worries. Take care. Bye.
So at least we had a decent replacement there.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's interesting him bringing up the fact we've seen on social media this week a lot of, I think it was Brad Fittler, New South Wales coach, who said he didn't know who Tommy Makinson was.
Well, he clearly doesn't watch rugby league then, does he?
So I think it just shows, obviously there's talk and chatter of whether England will play Australia next year or when they will next do a tour, and it just shows, I think it just shows their attitude that they believed it should have been an Australian player winning that award. So he needs to start watching a bit more Super League, doesn't he, really?
He does, and staying on the international game just for a little bit longer. Gary Schofield has come out publicly, the legend.
Again,
and,
shock.
He says, we need an England or Great Britain related Ashes series against the Aussies. Kevin Sinfield's then come out and said, yeah, I'd love to see that too. But they're just not interested. There's not enough willingness.
I think everyone in England would want to see that, but it's whether the Australians would want to do it. And I don't think that, unless it's on their soil and England fly out to Australia, I don't think they'll be willing to come over here, which is a shame.
The top nations need to be playing regular games against each other.
Well, you see that after the sort of the standard and what's happened this series between England and New Zealand. I think everybody bar a few people, I think most people thought before the series started New Zealand would completely annihilate England, and they've just shown that that's not the case, and the international standard is really stepping up a bit, and that we need to carry on this momentum going into the next couple of years. And the only way we're going to do that is by playing the top sides, and Australia need to get involved, otherwise it's just the international game will take a step back.
Yeah, message to you, Big Mal. Get involved. If you don't want to get involved, then we'll sack you off. We'll have a four game series. We'll have New Zealand, we'll have Fiji, and we'll have Tonga in there. That's what I say.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just think we need to have more international games, whether Australia are involved or not. But it would obviously be great if they did, because they are the top side in the world. And there could be some fantastic games. I just don't understand why they're not bothered. But
is what it is. Is what it is. They're scared. That's what it is. They're scared. Just going back a little bit to what Michael said, and I've known for a while that Bruffy's been signing for Wakefield, but obviously I've not been able to say on air. It's finally been confirmed. It was confirmed last weekend. What's your opinion on that?
I think it's been doing the rounds. I think most people have sort of had an inkling, but yeah, last Saturday wasn't it? That it was finally announced.
Well, what's your opinion on that? Do you think it's a good signing, a risky signing, or where do you stand on
Obviously,
that one?
Michael thinks he wouldn't have signed him otherwise. I do think it's risky. I think he's a fantastic player. He's been great for the past however many years that he's been, 10 years, 12 years, whatever it is. But he's well known for his off-field antics. We touched on it with Michael, but I think scrap that. I think on the field is just what we need. He's the sort of missing piece to the jigsaw, really, that we've been missing for the past couple of years, and how that's what we've been missing to make that step up and to get into that top 4. I think his kicking game, and he'll be able to guide the team around the field. Is he a bit old? He's getting on a bit, but he's signed a 2-year deal.
He'll guide us around the pitch.
He's a quality player, and you can't deny that. You love him or hate him. He's a great player. A couple of comments.
Ken, Danny the missing link. Paul Hinchcliffe, brilliant signing. I agree. I think, look, is him and Miller, if it's going to be a Miller-Brough partnership, which I'd go with that, and Rocky at the back. I think Miller and Brough complement each other perfectly. Leave the kicking to Broughy, let Broughy play in his dinner jacket, let him guide the forwards around, and then let Milky just do his bit. And when he's running and his sole focus is running and trying to carve open the defences, he's devastating. He's probably up there as the top 2 or 3 halfbacks in the league. So if we're going to have Milky and Broughy in the halves,
I think it'll be a great.
I think that can push us to the next level with a
like
formidable
I said, that's what
pack.
we've missed to sort of make that step up, and someone to sort of take the lead, and like Danny Brough will next year, hopefully.
Best kicker from hand to ball in Super League, Paul Hinchcliffe says, and I agree with you. A great kicking game. And
whenever we've played against Huddersfield in the past, Danny Brough's always been the one, the sort of difference between the two sides, I think. And he always seemed to up his game against Wakefield. And yeah, he'll be a fantastic signing for us, I think. Love him or hate him, he will be good.
I agree. Big season coming up for Wakefield. I've tipped them to finish the top 4 or 5, and I was watching a show last night where big day for Feeta and Bishkek went on the full 80 on Proper Sport, and Craig Harrison, agent Show Me the Money UK, he's tipped Wakefield for the top 4 as well. So positivity all around Wakefield. Some great new signings. They've managed to retain all the team. They've got a couple of guys in there in the England squad, some good youngsters coming through. It's all positive, and for me, as daft as this sounds, if you ask me this after the 2015 season, we've done 3 matches all season, worst team I've ever seen been watching Wakefield. I think if we don't finish in the top 4 or 5, it'll be a disappointing season for Wakefield, and that's how far they've come, which is a credit to Michael, to Chris, and to all the staff and players at Wakefield. I'm going to have a little break now, Rich, and have a bit of a dance.
If you so want to, my son, I'll have a
He's always dancing.
We'll just have a little word from our sponsors, and what we're going to play next is
Kasabian, if I am correct, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a little word from our sponsors.
College Grove Nursery in Wakefield has been providing the highest standard of childcare for over 22 years. Situated on Eastmoor Road, we are close to the M1 and M62 motorway network, and also convenient for Wakefield city centre, schools and major places of employment. For more details, check out our website at www.collegegrovenursery.co.uk or give us a call on 01924 200 120 to arrange a visit. College Grove, a special nursery which takes a hand, opens a mind and touches a heart.
Take me to the night, I'm an easy lover. Take me into the fight, I'm an easy brother. I'm on fire. Burn my sweet effigy, I'm a road runner. Spill my guts on the wheel, I wanna taste I'm on fire, and I'm on fire, and I'm on fire.
Kasabian, can't go wrong.
Can you stop singing, please? We'll lose
Why?
listeners.
Have a word with yourself. So Giola, yeah. Bit of football, and last night I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down and watching the game of the season. Arsenal drew 0-0 with Sporting Lisbon. What a game that was. But a talking point coming out of that one is a bit of sad news, really. And for a player who's had a lot of injuries in the past, it looks like he's picked up a really, really serious one yesterday. Danny Welbeck was stretchered off with what looks like a serious lower leg injury. It's tough on Welbeck.
Yeah, what happened? I didn't see any. I didn't see any of the game.
He's quite innocuous actually. He's gone to. He's made a run from the back post, going to head it, and as he's got up there, he's missed the ball, and I think he's landed, got his leg trapped, and a picture on social media not long after, it shows that his ankle actually turned in, and it looks nasty, and the reactions of a couple of Arsenal players, Matteo Guendouzi had his head in his hands, and a few others looked devastated for him.
Well, he's had his fair share of injury problems, hasn't he,
over
the years?
Yeah, this is the first time I think that he's actually started a season for Arsenal when he's not been injured. I think he missed a couple. Can't remember if it was last year or year before. He missed a large chunk of the season with a serious injury. So it looks the early signs are not good. Hopefully, it's if it's just a broken ankle, then he's 3 or 4 weeks he's back. But let's hope there's no more complications in there, because it's a shame for Welbeck. And it's a blow for Arsenal as well, because I look at the striking options they have, Lacazette, Aubameyang, they're the ones that start, they're the ones that will get all the goals. But when you just need something a bit different, if you're chasing a goal, or even if you're wanting to defend a lead, I think Welbeck, you throw him on, he'll work so hard for the team. And he's a player that a lot of people don't like, but I've always liked him. I've always thought he's more used to the team than not, and any team, and it's proved in the England squads that have been announced. He's when he's fit, he's always in the England squad. Doesn't necessarily play, but he's good to bring off the bench and have as an option.
He's obviously highly rated as well.
Unai Emery, I think he really does like him, because
not just at club level as well, but international level. Like you said, when he's fit, he always gets into the team. Yeah,
he always finds himself into the squad. So it's a shame for Welbeck. Fingers crossed, it's not as serious as first thought, and he can be back in the next.
Has there been any update or?
This afternoon there was an update. He was still in hospital being assessed.
Right.
So that doesn't sound too good. Surely they could, if it wasn't as serious, they'd have ruled it out by now. But yes, it's not looking great. So we'll keep his fingers crossed. Big blow for Arsenal, big blow for England, and of course a big blow for Danny Welbeck himself. Speaking of England,
I was just about to say the exact same sentence.
You are so
we're in sync, aren't we?
Speaking of England, what were you going to say?
Wayne Rooney.
We've got to talk
120th cap. He'll be playing against USA.
When did he retire?
Gareth Southgate.
Tell me.
Listen, I'm not 100% sure when he retired, but I'm not totally against it. I think Sam Allardyce listened to something he said this morning. He says,
don't listen to him.
Other countries,
what good's he done for England?
Other countries honour players for doing less than what Wayne Rooney's done. Now, Wayne Rooney is England's all-time greatest goal scorer. Been an absolute phenomenal player. He's still playing now, so...
Yeah, but he's retired.
Yes, he's retired.
So that should be it.
Yes.
Surely, I know he's been fantastic, and I don't deny that, and I've been arguably one of England's best players. But
I think it's nice, and.
But why now? Why?
I think there could be some political reasons into
of course there is.
Football over in the States.
It'll put bums on seats, Rich, won't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It'll put bums on seats.
Why?
For me, it's great. He'll only play 15 minutes at most, won't he? He's on the bench.
Yeah, but how many other English players have gone over to America to play football out there?
But how many other players have been England's best goal scorer in history?
Yeah, but you've had David Beckham went over to America, didn't he, to play? So why didn't he come out of retirement?
He did, didn't he? He did come out of retirement. They decided he were going to come back and played again. Did Beckham? Yeah.
When?
Oh, you're talking years ago now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Obviously. But he did. He retired. He came back. Did David Beckham? Yeah. I think. Look, he's coming back for one game. It's been publicised. He's coming back for one game. It's not going to do England any harm, is it? It's not going to do England any harm. It'll put bums on seats.
It'd be good for a goal.
and well, yeah, gives us a bit something different because Harry Kane can't seem to score for England, can he? No, I think it's good. I can understand what people are saying, but for the sake of 15, 20 minutes, stop moaning and just get behind him because he's been great for England. Celebrate the career he's had. He deserves a great reception, which
I just think it's a nice touch. I just think from a sentimental point of view, I just think it's a nice touch. I really do. That's just my opinion.
But Zoe disagrees.
Zoe's face says it all.
We'll have to agree to disagree. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. Why now? Why couldn't he have done it before? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't agree. Why now? Why couldn't he have done it before? Or if he wanted to, like, I don't know. I can't say any more on the matter, but I just don't understand it.
And you're entitled to your opinion, are you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. There is a.
And why friendly? Why not an actual game?
Well, I think that's the whole point, isn't it? If it's a friendly, there's nothing riding on it. So the fact that Wayne Rooney comes back for a friendly doesn't. If England lose a game 3-0, win it 7-0, lose 9-0, doesn't matter because it's just a friendly. Yeah. And so that's the reason they're doing it for a friendly. I believe it's got its own title though, this game, hasn't it? I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head, but it's got its own title. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I think it'll be a great occasion, and like you say, Rich, it's sentimental as well, which is it's great because he has been an England legend, and he always will be an England legend, and 120th
he has been an
final
England legend.
So we've got we'll look ahead to the fixtures this weekend. Cardiff play Brighton. Obviously, Cardiff lost to Leicester last week in what was a.
That's something else we need to mention that Sky Sports have just.
Yes.
Come out and with the headline news story that they'll be. I mean, I think it was always the plan, or it always would have been in the thoughts. But the Leicester chairman, they are going to build a statue in his honour.
That's brilliant.
Which I think is a fantastic sentiment to do, and I think they would have always been. They wouldn't have obviously planned for it, but
I think when you saw the players and Schmeichel, I mean,
they all were absolutely.
It wasn't. None of that was fake.
No,
it was genuine upset.
They see him as a friend as well, don't they?
Yeah, and how many other chairmen in the Premier League?
No, you wouldn't.
Them players would run through a wall for that man, and I just think it's such a shame.
The world of football needs more
people like that. Yeah.
People like that.
Yeah.
And it's an awful incident. And I think that'll be a fantastic tribute to him outside the Leicester ground.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll go for his predictions like we did last week, Zoe.
And I don't think we got any of them right.
Yeah, well, it's a work in progress. Come on, give us. I got a few right. What did I say about Monday night's game? The Huddersfield and Fulham one. I said Huddersfield are going to win this one. First win at season. They did.
That was one game that you got right. Well done, love.
I got a few more right as well. I'm sure I did.
Well, why didn't you help out putting our bet on if you've got?
Shh, don't let anybody know we're gamblers. Come on. So Cardiff, Brighton. What are we fancying there, Zoe?
Brighton.
I'll go draw 1-1. Huddersfield, West Ham.
West Ham.
I'll go draw 1-1. Leicester, Burnley.
Who's everyone going to draw? Leicester.
I'll go draw. No, I'll go Leicester. I think Leicester will win this one 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah. Newcastle, Bournemouth.
Draw.
I'll go Bournemouth 4-1.
4-1? Why'd you say that?
Because Bournemouth.
Come on, we can't just rifle through
Bournemouth
them. We've got to talk about them.
Absolutely killing it. They play some good football. And Newcastle, they won last week, but they're awful. So that's why I'm saying 4-1. In fact, they were lucky to score, so I'll say 4-0. Southampton against Watford.
These are all awful games.
Wait till we get on to Sundays. Oh, it's a belter of a day. So when I'm nursing my hangover Sunday, I'll just be lying in front of the settee watching the football.
And I'll be at work.
Southampton, Watford.
Draw.
I'll go Southampton 1-0.
Okay.
No, I won't actually because they're rubbish. I'll go Watford 2-1. Crystal Palace versus Spurs, a London derby.
Spurs.
I'll go Tottenham, but only by a goal to 0. Sunday, this is the big day. doesn't start so big. It's Liverpool-Fulham, which at Anfield.
Fulham, no, I'm kidding. I think it'll be Liverpool comprehensively.
Yeah, I'm gonna
5-0.
I'll go 3-0. Chelsea versus Everton.
Chelsea.
Easy.
No, I don't think it'll be easy. 2-1.
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw. Arsenal against Wolves.
Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal at home. I can't see past them, so I'll go Arsenal. Arsenal 2-0. And Man City, Man United, the Manchester derby.
Oh, that's on Sunday as well, isn't it? I completely forgot about that. Yes, that'll be, well, it's set to be, I think United are picking up a bit of form. Obviously, they didn't start the season too great. But, yeah, like I said, they're hitting a bit of form now. I think it'll be a tougher game. The toughest game that, apart from, obviously, the Liverpool game, I think it'll be the toughest game that Man City have played all season so far. They've just been cruising at the minute. I'd still go for a Man City win, but I don't think it'll be as straightforward as they've been used to so far.
I'm gonna say Man City will win
3-1.
You're going 3-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3-0. I think it'll be really comfortable. I just think, and Man United have improved, and it's a good job they have, because if this fixture had come a month ago, I'd have said Man City will get 6. But they've turned around a little bit. They're devastating on the counter attack at times when they want to be. But I just think Man City, nobody can touch them. Nobody can touch them at all. So, I tell you what, we've got somebody on the line for us. We've got Chris Chester.
How are we doing? You all right? We just got back from training, pal.
You've just got back, right? That's fine, no problem. We got Michael on earlier, actually, Chezzy. Before we start, tell us a little bit about the chaos you've had getting into the hotel. Are you disappointed with accommodation or something like that?
No comment.
No comment. Lovely. So you're in France, I believe, at the minute, Chezzy.
Yes, we are, mate. Yeah.
Looking forward to that tomorrow night.
Yeah, listen, it should be a good game. We know where we need to improve, and we've had a couple of days with the lads. We just finished the training session now, and looking forward to try and put a few wrongs right tomorrow night against France.
You enjoying it, working alongside John Duffy?
Yeah. Listen, there's a great camaraderie between the staff. A lot of respect for John and Greg and the rest of the team that I've worked with. It's been challenging. It's been challenging at times, certainly over these last 3 weeks. But the staff have made each other smile, and it's probably made it a bit more enjoyable.
Good stuff. And the start of pre-season today, the Wakey lads have been back in. How quick does it come around, mate?
Yeah, well, I land on Sunday, I think, lunchtime. Get a few hours with the family, and it all starts again on Monday. I'm led to believe the majority of the squad have come back in decent shape. We're only missing probably 3 or 4 guys, and obviously the guys that are injured as well. We're missing the England guys and Batch, Reese, Tom. Milky's back next week. Listen, I'm looking forward to getting back involved with the lads, and helping us try and achieve a top 4 finish next year.
And a massive buzz around Wakefield at the minute, and rightly so. 2 fifth place finishes back to back. You've got to be proud of what this club's achieving at the minute, Chris.
Yeah, it's been a steady progression, hasn't it? It's the first year we scraped in, we got the 8th spot. The following year we got 5th and just narrowly missed out on a semi-final, a bounce of a ball. Last year, probably a missed opportunity. Last year, although we finished 5th, we can't be. We weren't too happy with the way that we performed during the year. We want to be a little bit more consistency, and we've spent a little bit more money again this year, and we've brought in some real quality. So along with that comes expectation, and we know that we need to get out the blocks similar to how we got out last year, and we certainly need to be more consistent than what we were last year.
And 4 new signings come in, couple of halves, couple of middles. You must be pleased with those 4 you've been able to bring in, Chris.
Yeah, and that's what's been important over the last couple of years, is that continuity. And each year we sit down with Michael and we talk about the players that I think and the rest of the staff think that we need some improvement in. And we've been after a top quality halfback for a couple of years now, and to bring in somebody like Danny Brough will hopefully take us to that next level. He's not just an experienced player, but he's got some. His game management's unbelievable, and he's got a great kicking game, and that's probably something that we've lacked, and the reason probably we lost those close games last year. And the other guys that we've brought in, your George Kings and your Ben Reynolds and Craig Kopchak. There's some young kids there. There's also a couple of older ends in Coppy and Bruffy. I'm really looking forward to seeing them on Monday. I know what they can do out on the training field, and we feel that we've got some really, really good competition for places this year in every single position. So come picking the squad numbers, and that's going to be a difficult task. But come picking the first 17 of the season is going to be even more difficult. So I'm not looking forward too much to that.
Mate, I definitely wouldn't want to be you having to pick a team out of all them. But thanks for joining us, mate. We appreciate it, and good luck tomorrow against France.
Cheers, pal. All
Cheers,
the best. Ta-ra, mate.
Well,
nice of him to join us.
Nice of him to join us.
But yeah, I've got to agree with everything he says. It's such an exciting squad, and
where does Ben Reynolds fit in? Obviously,
he's
Danny
just back
Brough,
up half for me.
Jacob Miller. Obviously, he touched on it there that we've signed Danny Brough, but we have signed Ben Reynolds at the same time. Where does he fit in?
He fits in for me as a backup half.
Yeah.
I think.
He's still young, isn't he?
We've got Rocky's at a point of his career now, and probably, whilst he is great at utility, the fact he can play half, he can play full-back, he needs to have a bit of somebody telling him, right, I want you to focus a full season, you're going to be as full-back, or I want you to be as half-back.
Do you think
needs
he's
that.
been sort of pushed about a bit? He's played in different positions.
Probably not. No, I think he started the year last year as backup, and I think it was just a case last year of filling where, and then it's up to you once you do get that chance to take it. And he took that at scrum half, but this year I think he's probably going to see more of his action at fullback. So I think you've got Rocky and Max have got to. That's got to be it. Yeah, Rocky and Max have got to fight it out for that fullback spot. Leave them two to fight it out there, and then have Ben Reynolds putting pressure on Milky and Bruffy in the halves for me. I think there should be no reason why Ryan has to start flitting between scrum half and fullback, and we've got Ben Reynolds as backup now. So that's the way I look at it.
I agree.
But it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah. And we've already had a chat on today's show about that, so we can. But it was nice of Chesney to ring us back and get in touch. We've not got much longer left, have we, boss?
No, we've literally down to the last 8 minutes.
The last 8 minutes. Shall we go back to what we were talking about before? Our predictions. Did we get through them all?
Yeah, we just about got through them all. So we'll have a look at a little bit of interaction. We've got Dave Smith who's come on. I think Chris's thinking is that to get the best out of Danny Brough, he will not play every weekend to back up strength. Well, I disagree. I think he'll play every week there, David, because he's been brought in to do a job, and there's no point, as I've harped on about all the time, messing about with your halfbacks will not create you just won't be successful doing it. You can't mess about with your halfbacks. Miller and Brough will play week in, week out, and if there's a loss of form, if there's an injury, for me that's when Ben Reynolds come in. But I don't think Chris is looking at Brough not playing every week. I think he's brought him in to play him at scrum half, week in, week out.
And he needs to as well, because otherwise there's just no, like you said, there's no continuity in the squad.
Exactly, so that's where I see fitting. But no, yeah, it is nice to have that strength in depth, I suppose, and they've got to play, because in times gone by, and what I've watched, your 6 and 7 that start the season know they've got them shirts and nobody putting pressure on them. Milky and Bruffy both know that if they don't play well, then
Ben Reynolds is
sat on
the
sidelines.
and
And same with whoever gets that number 1 shirt as well, which is positive. So yeah, that's where
that's
we're
it.
at.
That's that. Yeah, we've already discussed it, haven't we, today? So
it's all fun and games.
Yeah. So yeah, what we were talking about. Have we got any more football action? Oh, actually tonight, Sheff Wednesday and Sheff United are playing, which will be a good game in the Championship this week.
What's your
prediction for that?
It's at Bramall Lane, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't say anything too because my best friend's a Sheffield Wednesday fan.
Oh, we don't sit top fence here. We don't sit top fence here.
Says you, every Premier League's going to be a draw.
Yeah, I'm just negative. That's why I think they're all boring. No, I think Sheffield United have got to win that game.
Yeah, I think so. They are playing a lot better, I think. Obviously, as the old cliche goes, form book goes out the window in a derby, and I think everybody's just it's a big game, isn't it?
I think to throw the cat amongst the pigeons, I think Man United are going to turn City over this weekend.
Well, you're bonkers.
Do you actually?
Absolutely bonkers.
You've got a soft spot for United.
I tell you what,
you?
Rich.
They're going to get behind Jose. They're going to get behind him.
I tell you what. Listen, you can all listen to this as well. Who's listening? If Manchester United beat Man City at the weekend, from this house here, I'll strip off.
Please don't.
Naked, I will run all the way to the flat top pub.
We'll have no neighbours left.
And back.
Right.
Is that a deal? Have we got a deal?
Yeah.
There? Right. All the way to the flat top
right,
pub
so
and back.
Let's. Right. So if Man.
Nice special for Smile Radio.
We'll record it. We'll have it playing live next week.
We'll have to have a little star, won't we? To save your modesty.
Yeah, it'll only have to be a little one. No, I'm joking. Anyway, moving on swiftly. So let me get this correct. Let me get this right. If Manchester United win on Sunday, you'll strip off and run to the flat top and back.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big hill, is that, son?
Yeah, but I'm used to it. You see, I've got
an athlete.
There's plenty of gas in these quads. Don't you worry about that, old boy.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you would be. Wouldn't you?
I hope Man U win. I
So
really do.
Never wanted him to win so much in my life.
Come on, City. I hate you, but do the job for me.
I'll have a right posse down on Sunday.
Cannot wait.
So we'll have to schedule the date.
So with Rachel's sharp mother is watching.
My apologies.
Right then, I think we're just
about
to the end of the show. So
we've had two for the price of one today. Michael Carter and Chris Chester. They've given us some good insight. We did have a couple.
To stop the. In fact, I wish you'd have told me you were going to. Well, I knew we were going to France. I just didn't click on. I'm glad he ran me actually.
Yeah.
Save the fortune on the phone bill.
Yeah. Correct. But yeah, it's been we've had a good show, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And if you want to listen again, you can download the podcasts on iTunes.
He's got this on.
And all the major podcasting sites. And if we'll be again next week. We're hopefully going to be getting some players down in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're going to sort that out. But you guys as well, if you want to get involved, just drop me a message on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, Snapchat, the lot. And we'll get involved. You come on the show on the phone or come on down and discuss what you want to discuss with us. The more the merrier. So yeah, thanks for all your interaction and keep it coming.
So we're gonna finish off with your signature tune.
Yeah, can I sing it as well?
No.
We're down to the last minute, so
I'm gonna put a microphone on.
No, let's we'll have no listeners left next week.
I'm joking. Chill out, woman.
Don't tell me to.
Are we going back
out.
to the Stereophonics? Or are we having the run around? So what do you want?
Well, we can save Stereophonics for next week.
Yeah,
can't
save
we?
for next week. We've got to end on the classic, haven't we?
Right, have a great weekend and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you. See you next week.
Here's my story. it's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love, then ran